Hi Leo, welcome to your general messages for February 1st through the 7th. We're going to be covering career and relationship. I'm just going to be doing a single Celtic cross for each of those energies. The video is going to be a little shorter than my typical videos. I'm back at work this week and trying to get my branding again back in the semester. So we're going to pull a couple of crowning energies, and let's talk about three things in the astrology that are going on. Again, I am going to timestamp down in the description box. If you want to skip this part, no problem. You just go forward to money, career, and relationship, however you want to do it. But Leo, what's going on? 7th and 10th house energies, my friends. You guys have stuff going on with relationships, and I feel like relationship and career. Now, when I say relationship, not everybody's in a relationship. 7th house is the house of partnership, so it could even be anyone that you have a shared soul purpose with and a shared soul connection. So this is why we consider it the house of marriage, the house of business partnerships, very close friendship and family connections where you have a shared soul purpose. You have a lot of energy going on in there. I mean, just in general, you guys know that that's where the party's at. I don't want to go on too much about that. If you want, check out the February astrology video that I did, where I discuss more of what's going on there. But we have Mercury retrograde from the 1st into the 19th in Aquarius, and that is going to be happening in your 7th house. So, be prepared for there to be a need to slow down how things are rolling out in that 7th house area of partnerships, okay? Whether it's some sort of business partnership that you're trying to work out or a personal partnership, some sort of intimate situation within like a marriage or something serious like that. The thing is, Mercury retrograde everybody talks about the communication, but it's more than that. I mean, Mercury does rule Gemini, which is all about communication and text messages, emails, the internet, short distance travel, all of that, yes. But Mercury also rules Virgo, and Virgo is the 6th house of our health, mental, physical, emotional. It's the house of problem solving. It's the house of problems, but it's our attempt to actually solve the problems, which is why the Hermit in Tarot is connected to the Virgo energy, as he goes to the top of the mountain to solve those problems, right? And it's also our day-to-day experience at work, right? Okay, so Mercury rules these things. So those things are going to be slowed down. Retrograde does not mean it stops. It doesn't mean it's going backwards. It just means that it's actually slowing down a lot so that we can problem solve, right? Especially things that we started and initiated prior to Mercury going retrograde. Not a great energy to start things that are brand spanking new. If you could avoid it. If not, just make sure you read the fine print. Think before you speak. Absolutely, Leo, think before you speak is so important for you guys right now. Okay, so that's Mercury retrograde. Then January 30th until February 3rd, we have Sun squaring Mars. So these two things I'm mentioning, they're not long transits, but they do pack a punch, because whenever there's the Sun squares Mars, that can always indicate some sort of aggression going on, right? So this is going to be happening between your 7th house of relationships and partnerships that I just discussed, and the 10th house of career. Now, the 10th house also, it doesn't only represent career, it does also represent the institution of marriage. So there can be some aggressive conversations or lack of healthy discussion, let's just say, having to do with maybe getting married or taking it to that next level. That's going to resonate with some of you. Others of you, there can be some aggressiveness between a business partner and your work, right? So it could have to do with that, but that's where the tense energy is going to be hanging out from January 30th until the 3rd. Then on February 5th into the 6th, Saturn is going to be a very tight conjunction to Venus. Okay, so that's going to be happening in that 7th house. Okay, so what does that mean? Because Saturn, right? Saturn's about time. Saturn's about karma. Challenges, making sure that you're following the rules. So especially for any sort of like long-term romance, reevaluation of partnerships can be going on. You may experience a little bit of marital discord, but this energy can also bring a really good relationship with somebody older. Particularly if you're single, you could be meeting somebody older that's going to end up being really good. If it has to do with something having to do with like a business partnerships, either meeting somebody older who's very beneficial to the situation, or hiring somebody who has a lot more experience, because it's about time in something. They could be the same age, but maybe they've been doing it a lot longer. That's a Saturnian energy for you, right? So that's how those are going to be rolling out for you. All right, so now let's get into pulling a couple of crowning energies, and then we'll pull for career. So we have conjunction. Wow, cool, because we have conjunctions going on here. So the conjunction is all about empowerment, right? So we're talking about the Saturn conjunct Venus. This is about a very empowering energy with the Saturn in Venus, and it's always for a cause. It's to better something. So the tension that you're going to be feeling is all to make something better. So this is about combining, enhancing, joining forces, strengthening something. You know, it's definitely like an activation energy. You can't ignore it. Conjunction has to happen, right, in that area. Tick-tock. So time is definitely, you feel like, an issue here. You know, if it has to do with career, this could have to do with, you know, I cannot stay unemployed anymore. I can't keep this contract not signed anymore. I need to settle this lawsuit. I need to settle this investment, get that job, make the change. I need to get paid more, whatever it is. There's this idea of the time of the clock passing. You being very aware of the clock passing in relationship, where it could be like, all right, how long are we going to be together? Or how long are we going to try to hold this together? Or how long are we going to do this for? That kind of thing, right? So that's there. And then we have Capricorn, the Astro Dice. We have the 5th house of romance. That's your house, Leo. You're the landlord of the 5th house. And then we have the South Node. So the South Node is always about the need to release something so that we can learn something new. And so when we get Capricorn as well, Capricorn is all about putting the hard work into something because it's ruled by Saturn. So putting the hard work into a relationship, or putting a lot of work into your creativity right now, Leo. 5th house is also your creativity and what you like to do because you love to do it. There could also be some sort of association throughout the reading having to do with children. But the South Node is about needing, is the need to, it's like karmically driven. You need to release something, right? There is this need for release and working at something in a different way, having to do with your creativity or having to do with your relationship sector. So some of you may be realizing that you've overstayed in something and it's time to let something go. Some of you may be realizing that it's time to put more assertive work into trying to make a relationship work. Yeah, if it has to do with that. 10 of Wands situation right now. And the 2 of Pentacles. Okay. So something's over, has become too burdensome. You need to make a choice. Having to do with anything in money, career, legal situation, a contract. You guys can't see these. Let me move these over. Okay, it's better. Okay, so we have the Queen of Swords, rather. Right, so some sort of truth coming out. Cancer, you being very focused on trying to be very self-sufficient, you know, make the money that you need to take care of what you have. You being very honest about a situation at this point. We have the 10 of Wands, which is the card of overwhelm. Yeah, I mean, this is just stress, exhaustion, just feeling really burdened. This is like just being tired and pulled in, you know, too many directions. This could be the energy also of like, well, you know you want to get another job, but you actually don't even have the time in your schedule to take off to get that job. You know what I mean? So in that way, it's almost like a catch-22. And, and this is the energy that's very annoying when people come in and just say, well, then just let that go. Then just don't do that anymore. And you're like, yeah, really? Who else is going to do it? As maybe you have a home to take care of and you're working. And, so for some of you, you're going to resonate with it like that. But it really is just this energy of overwhelm. Absolutely. And then we have the Two of Pentacles, which does indicate having two choices and needing to weigh out the options of something. The crowning energy is the Queen of Pentacles, very resourceful energy. This is the energy of fertility and domesticity. So the idea of that they're being able to, something can grow, that gives you everything that you need. The Queen can indicate it being an actual person, or it could be a general energetic influence that you're experiencing right now, where you're saying, look, I just want to make sure that I have enough money for everything that I need, and you're very, very focused on that. But you may be meeting somebody who is going to be able to help you out in this area. It doesn't matter, Queen, as far as gender goes, because tarot doesn't honor that. It could be a male or female, it doesn't matter. Just the idea that somebody will be coming in, to help you have, in a very nurturing way, right? To have what it is that you need. Now we have the crowning energy, we have the Five of Swords. So, and also, let me just say, not to cut myself off, but if this financial situation has anything to do with a divorce, you being very focused on, what do I need for my home? What do I need for my children, right? Being very focused on that. The foundation energy here we have is the Five of Swords. So the Five of Swords is bullying energy. It definitely is. This is the kind of violent sort of outburst that you have with somebody, but you're left saying, wait a minute, I don't even think this is really like my fight to have. It's not a fair fight. Somebody's taking something out on you. You're on the receiving end of something that feels very unjust. Nobody really wins here, though. I mean, look, right? He killed these people here. He took their swords, and now he's looking around. All right, who's next? Who's next? He's not playing very fair. He's very aggressive. He's sort of out of his mind, right? I mean, that's kind of the energy here, where you feel like you're caught up in somebody else's drama, somebody else's issue, somebody else's fight, and they're pulling you into it, and you can't win that. Because it's not it's like actually not your stuff. So the best thing that you can do is just say, okay, I'm going to like gracefully retreat and just like say whatever here, because this is definitely like too stressful kind of thing. But it's like the kind of energy where it's like, not my monkeys, not my circus kind of thing. And you may be in that space having to do with some sort of financial or career situation right now. You're very focused on your success, right? You're focused on making your wishes coming true. You're focused on manifesting material abundance. You're focused on manifesting good health. You're just focused on having what you want. And I love it, because look at this. An external energy that comes in that ends up impacting you. An Ace of Cups energy. This tells me this is some sort of new proposal of something. So either an offering, either a new job offer, a raise, a signing of a contract, the finality of some sort of lawsuit, but it's like this proposal that's coming in and saying, all right, let's like just take care of this now. Let's just finish this up. Let's just get this done. And it positively impacting you. So what are you hoping for and fearing at the same time is the Three of Pentacle energy, which is a really nice card. I love this card. It's the Mars and Capricorn. It's putting in hard work, right? And it's, I always call this the architect card. It's like you go in and you're sort of sketching out where it is that you want to go, what it is that you want to do. But it's the energy of building, right? It's the energy of building. You need other people to build. Right? So that's why there's a teamwork element here. There's a collaborative element here. Working on your skill, working on your craft, right? This is definitely what you want to do, but at the same time, you're afraid. You're afraid that you're not going to get the support that you need, right? So it's definitely what you want, but at the same time, there's this lingering voice, right, in your head saying, oh, but what if I don't get the support and the help I need? But look at this in the near future. Ace of Wands, beautiful. This is a new project, feeling the strong urge to create something, really tapping into your creativity. I love it, as we got that fifth house energy. You guys are Leo, so much creativity going on here. So much creativity going on. So I really like that. So you're just very focused on your wish fulfillment. Some sort of new offering comes in. Focus on doing you, focusing on that craft, but in a very collaborative way. So you might actually be taking on a new partnership or signing some sort of contract where you're working with somebody and everything looks good, but you're just afraid, what if it ends up not turning out the way that I really wanted it to turn out? But again, that's just a psychological energy. And then we have the Page of Swords as the final outcome, Leo. So I like this for you because this tells me that some sort of truth coming out. There's some sort of truth coming out to the situation. Page does indicate a new cycle, so it's a new cycle of truth. So something good is coming in, and I feel like it's going to end up being a very, very good thing for you. Yeah, because somebody was feeling overwhelmed, and you were on the receiving end of that, and you're like, wait a minute, if I keep myself in this space of allowing myself to be on the receiving end of this, I'm going to get nowhere really fast. So it's you actually making the decision to get into doing something else or doing something else to contribute to the situation, to your situation in a more positive way. So I do like that. I love that we got conjunction too, because I feel like you're taking your skill set and you're making it work, that you're making them work for you right now. So that's really good. All right, so let's see about relationship. Leo, I don't know if you, somebody must be dealing with a Cancer. I have a very heavy Cancer energy right now. I felt it very strong when I got to the wish fulfillment part. I mean, the Nine of Cups energy. Like overwhelming feeling a Cancer energy here. So, like a Cancer is present with me. It's interesting. So we have the Six of Swords. So the Six of Swords indicates a necessary transition. Okay, now we do have the Three of Cups here. What's going on? Relationships. It's like you and the Taurus or Cancer got a lot of reversals as well. I don't play with my cards. I don't fix my cards. I think that they should. I shuffle them, and in the shuffle, it's amazing. Those of you who are readers know exactly what I'm talking about. A lot of them will just naturally go reverse. Coming into this energy, we have the Strength card reversed. This is you. And this is you reverse. So there might be a situation that you're dealing with right now where you're wondering if it's the right thing for you, where you may feel like you're in a space of dealing with somebody who's very abusive, very manipulative, very afraid, somebody who is self-sabotaging themselves really within this relationship. It could certainly be that, But in the reverse, this does tell me there's like weakness and difficulties with the decision making, like taking a risk, or maybe even having a confrontation within this relationship, and you may end up ignoring your instincts, right, in the name of like ease, or just like not wanting to deal with the situation because it's easier, because the other side of it might be really uncomfortable. But you want to be careful also of not overthinking something or having like analysis paralysis when it comes to whatever situation's going on here, as it's best to face whatever it is and be grateful for the lesson in the experience, because whatever it is just not going to go away on its own. That's the thing, because this is a major arcana and it's coming into this energy. So this tells me this is like where you're at right now or the recent past. So, something like that. So we have the Five of Swords in the reverse, which is more definitely more positive than in the upright. This is about a fair fight, peace after there being a lot of issues, a lot of troubles, but something coming to light, right? It's like calling somebody out on their stuff. It's almost like a being caught energy, but it's a being caught, but in a way where then you guys talk about it, like something coming to light and then you guys talking about it in a fair way, right? In a fair way. It doesn't mean that it's going to be an easy conversation, but it'll be fair. It'll be fair. It won't be that heightened like Five of Swords in the upright. It's definitely like a lot better. So you guys are like calmly talking about something here. But then we have the Six of Swords. Oh, but this was reversed as well. So the Six of Swords in reverse does indicate this inability to move on and just like this stagnancy in a particular issue. So very interesting there. But it's like, you know, it could be because you can't move on yet. Or it could be because you're just not totally sure of something just yet. You're not totally sure. There's maybe there was a lot of challenges and you guys had the conversation and you want to stick it out, but that little voice inside of you is like, you know, just not sure. Crowning energy is the Three of Cups, which can indicate somebody's partying too much. Or there's not enough support within this relationship. You're not feeling the support that you really, really want. The foundation energy here we have is the Chariot reverse. So, you know, whenever we have the Chariot reverse is an energy where there's some sort of arrogance that you're dealing with here and self-indulgence. You know, and this can manifest as somebody like spiraling out of control and going off the wrong, you know, going down the wrong path, or egotism, selfishness can be indicated here. So there really needs to be a change in focus here, right? Because somebody is not. I always think about like that you know, a country car going down that skinny country road, and them just losing the control of the wheel and going down like into the ditch and, you know, upside down. So, you know, so whoever's partying too much, I feel like they're or not supportive enough. They don't have to be partying at all. Maybe they're just not supportive enough. It's like they're going down a path that's not good for this relationship. So it could be you, Leo, or it could be an energy that you're dealing with. It's like, okay, somebody has definitely started on a bad trajectory. What's going on here, right? Now we have you as the Devil reversed. So this energy we like reversed here, okay? It's much better in the reverse, more positive. Restrictions are dealt with more easily, or it becomes really clear that a situation is maybe not as bad as you initially thought, or there's some sort of situation that seemed really super negative where you're like, oh, wait a minute, maybe it's not as bad as I initially thought. Maybe I was, you know, focusing on, you know, too many of the wrong things. This could also mean, though, in a really positive way, Leo, Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, if you've been struggling with any sort of like addiction or any sort of unhealthy, imbalanced behavior, you really getting in front of it here, and you really doing some beautiful work on yourself, which is awesome. Now, the energy external to you is the Temperance reverse, which is very disruptive energy. It's very chaotic. Again, this is sort of like another kind of like an out of control energy, you know. Is temperance, temperance in and of itself is about compromise, right? It really is. It's about what do you need, what do they need, what does the situation need? So in reverse, it's about imbalance and a lack of cooperation and unfairness in relationship. Now, it could have just basic unfairness having to do with anything like money within the relationship, or where anything, right? Anything within the relationship. And you may feel like, you know, somebody external to you may feel like they're putting a lot of work into something, but it's just not working. Or you may be feeling really challenged by something that needs to change, you know, and the stress of a past situation is currently impacting your life, where difficult memories of the past can make you feel really stuck and held back in your ability to move forward. Yet you're having this exchange, this kind of chaotic exchange with this person. So we have the Four of Wands in the reverse in your fear. So you're just afraid that you're not going to have a strong foundation with this person. I mean, it really is as simple as that. And you guys are not going to have that energy of like, there's the Four of Swords. It's one of the honeymoon cards. It's, you know, finally getting to the space in relationship where it's like, yeah, we're going to do this. We're going to, you know, be together. We're going to live together. We're going to build a home. We're going to have a, you know, do all those things. You know, even if you're married for a very long time, have that deep, strong, committed foundation, right? And like you know, it's reverse. So I feel like you're very afraid of that not happening, even though you want it to happen, because there's this, you're afraid to move out if you're in a situation where you feel like you need to move out, because this can also indicate a fear of leaving home. But there are definitely arguments that are going on here, or you're afraid of there being an argument. Now we have the Page of Swords as in the near future. So the Page of Swords in the near future does indicate some bad news coming in. There could be some sort of legal issue here as well. So certainly maybe, you know, some sort of divorce, or there could be a legal issue that's impacting the relationship as well. Remember, Page can indicate a new cycle, and Wands, Swords rather, are communication, and it's the truthful communication. So when you put truthful communication in reverse, you get manipulation, and you get dishonesty as well. So it could be anything like that, where you're feeling like if you go into this next cycle with this person, there's only going to be a lot more dishonesty, but you're definitely having a hard time figuring out how to sort of catalog it all in your mind, right? And because we have the Nine of Swords is, you know, always about this anxiety and grief, and maybe even some depression, because you're trying to figure out what the right thing is for you, right? In astrology, it's Mars and Gemini. So it's this warrior energy in your thoughts, trying to figure out your truth and where is it that you really belong and what is the right thing. It's like, you know, you should leave, but you're afraid to leave. And the thing is, you're in a healthier space right now, because I feel like you're starting to very much realize a lot of things that maybe you didn't want to be honest with yourself about this relationship up to this point in the past. So, yeah. So you may be distancing yourself within the relationship. Even if you are in the relationship and you've been in it for a long time, you may feel like, because it doesn't make sense for you to leave for other reasons in life. So you may be in a space where you at least mentally sort of like checked out and stepped away for your own head, and you're doing your own work, and you're doing shadow work, and you're taking control of your life and all of that. But, you know, maybe they're not going along that path with you. Okay, my friends? It's challenging. It's not going to last forever, okay? But it does seem like, if those of you that resonated with this, it seems like a little bit of a tricky time for you. So sending you guys hugs. All right, you guys take care. Bye-bye.